You're Jeffrey Epstein's only living relative. When did you hear of your brother's death first?
Well, I heard it the morning that he was found dead. I was having breakfast at a hotel, and the television was on, and Jeffrey's picture came on, and they said that he was found dead from an apparent suicide. That's how I learned about it, mid-breakfast. The government didn't notify me as they said they did. I learned about it on CNN.
And you say apparent. You don't believe it was a suicide?
No, I don't. Well, at the time I did. When they first said he was found dead from an apparent suicide, I had no reason to doubt it. You know, he was in jail. He was, facing a potential long prison term. I knew he wouldn't want to do that. He didn't have any children to worry about. Now, parents were already gone. He didn't have to worry about me. So there was no reason to doubt it. But then the next day, they did the autopsy. I had to go back to New York. I identified his body, and they did the autopsy. The autopsy was done by Dr. Roman, the city pathologist, and I had Dr. Bodden there because I had the right to have my own pathologist witness the autopsy. And they came out of the room, and I was expecting them to say that this was a suicide, but they came out of the autopsy saying that they couldn't call this a suicide because it looked too much like a homicide. And that's when things started to change pretty fast.
What do you think happened to your brother?
Well, I think he was killed in the cell. Exactly, why, and also what had happened. They immediately, or within days, they labeled it a suicide because by doing that, it stops any other investigation. Now, this has never been investigated as a potential homicide, and that's where they made the mistake because it's obvious that they didn't do that. And Bill Barr, the attorney general at the time, made a statement. He said that he personally watched the videotape and he saw that nobody went in or out of the tier where Jeffrey's cell was, and that convinced him it was a suicide. Well, when I first heard that, I said this is a cover-up for two reasons. Number one, there were about a dozen other prisoners on the same tier as Jeffrey that would not have to go and go into or out of the tier in order if they were going to kill somebody. So by completely eliminating the possibility he was killed by somebody already on the tier shows that he wasn't being straight. And also to think that somebody can get to that door, go in, kill somebody and leave completely undetected doesn't make a lot of sense either. So that's when I knew it was a cover-up. And by calling it a suicide, they don't investigate as a homicide.